Hey, yeah, what's up? The disciple Marshall Occurrence reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, anti-cop all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-psychic all day, and everybody with them. All right, so this video is gonna be about the psychic networks, telepath networks that America is using against its citizens. Now, when I say America, it's anybody that has a social security card, social security number that's American. I don't differentiate because I'm not a part of this country. Okay? I'm not a part of the culture. I'm not a part of the community per se. So, how I look at it, it's all Americans. Okay? While you may try to differentiate yourself, me as a Christian, that's I'm a citizen of heaven. I'm not a part of America. Okay? Not in any form or fashion. So, unfortunately for them, I'm not going to differentiate. You know who the enemy is out there. You know who's doing what they're doing. I don't care to differentiate. You differentiate. You find the enemy and you take care of your citizens. That's what your government needs to do before they get in trouble with the kingdom of God. Because God is when God comes into the picture, that's how they got COVID. That's how they got COVID. God waited long enough that by the time He hit this country, there's no excuse. They were doing all this evil since 2018, remind you, against me, with the psychic and telepath network community that Freemasons use, that the Illuminati use, and even the American government. Okay, they use psychics. Psychics are real. Telepaths are real as well. That's what Christians you need to understand. It is real. Okay, and what the American community, whether it be Freemasons, Illuminati, whether it be the government, they use psychics and telepaths as a special dream team to target certain individuals. And what they do is they target your brain, they put images in your head, and I believe they also have some type of mind technology where they can put images in your head and all kind of other things and speaking to your mind. Okay, if you always notice that you go to the grocery store and it feels like it's already set up. You go to a deli or somewhere and it's already set up. That means that you are being targeted by a psychic network or a telepath network or both. And they ride around like Mario go kart in their cars, and they drive around like they're Princess Toadstool. And God is not playing with them. That's why all of this happened. Because particularly the psychic network, the telepath network that the Illuminati and the Freemasons or the American government was using. I don't care who it is. It was one of them. It's either the American government, the Illuminati, or the Freemasons. And like I told you before, I'm not trying to differentiate. Y'all need to go differentiate and find the enemy and handle your citizens. Because if you don't handle them, we gonna handle everybody. God is gonna handle everybody. You go out there and differentiate. I'm not playing no secretive games and guess who games. I don't care who it is. Because I know at the end of the day they're American and that's the people that's opposing me and that's who God is going to defeat. As simple as that. Nobody's playing games but you. All you people, psychic networks, telepath networks, you want to play games? Okay, we'll take the whole country away. God will take the whole country away. We're not going to play no games. And I think you think I'm being cliche when I say that. I'm not playing any games. Okay? Y'all at a million deaths. You ain't got no room to be riding around playing no games with anybody. You don't. Okay? So we just let you know how it's going to go down. Okay? For Christians, you need to start believing in these psychics and networks. Now, I don't know if you remember back in the day, the cops used to use psychics to catch criminals with cold cases. They've been doing this. Again, like I said, the police, the institution of the American police, have been using psychic cops since even the 80s. Okay? And I don't know if you remember that, but you can go look it up. They would look at the faces and find it and see the faces of the people, and the cops will use these psychic police. This is for all you who doubt that this is an action. This is for all of you Christians that say you have faith and you're spiritual, but you don't believe in the total spiritual world. You have to believe in the whole spiritual world. And if you don't, you're slipping. You are in danger. You are blind. Okay, so the American government has been using, and the American police, I'll say the American police for sure, was using psychics to find killers of cold cases. Okay, so that's the facts. So if they used psychics before, and the world is evil, and the cops are even evil, you don't think they're using them again? There was something even in the news where cops said themselves that they were a victim of some type of divination. I think it was Santeria. Okay, you Christians need to go study the different types of witchcraft. You got Santeria, hoodoo, voodoo. I know about it. You understand? I look face to face, in the eye to eye with somebody who knows voodoo, real voodoo. Okay? In fact, this person was from Honduras, so this was like not no Americanized voodoo. This was from Honduras voodoo. Okay? So, understand the spiritual world and understand what's going on. In the world that you live in, America now in 2022, they have a team of psychics and witches and warlocks as well. They have a whole team of divination. Whether you believe it or not, I'm just letting you know what's going on. They have a whole team of divination. So if you have weird thoughts, strange thoughts, or you feel like you're being followed and watched, then for whatever reason, well, you're a threat against America, or you're a good person, or you're a spiritual threat of some kind. And maybe you have joined someone else who is a threat. So it may not be you, it may be somebody in your family that's a threat, but they're targeting everyone in your family. So that's another thing you need to look at. Who are you connected to? Because they could be targeting you because of who you're connected to. But the bottom line is, if you're having strange thoughts, you're having crazy thoughts, or weird stuff crossing your mind, that's not you. That's the psychic and telepath and witch and warlock and wizard network. And in this final hour, we don't have many more months left like they think. In this final hour, Christians need to be aware of the presence of witches and warlocks and psychics. Remember, the Church of Satan also was born here in America. The Church of Satan was born here in America, okay? You need to understand this. It's right here in Poughkeepsie, New York. Poughkeepsie, New York. You can look it up. The headquarters for the Church of Satan is in Poughkeepsie, New York. That's where I'm at. New York. See, this is the final time. That's why it doesn't make sense. These people have become deceived above everything else. And thinking that it's cool to serve Satan. Satan doesn't have any friends. That's what you gotta understand. He does not have any friends. If you are a human being, you're being played by Satan. I guarantee you. And if you knew any better, if you knew any real history, you would have already seen that. So I consider them amateurs to even serve Satan. That's a spiritual amateur. I'm gonna say that again. You are a spiritual amateur if you're serving Satan. Because the repercussions that he brings to your life is going to be so detrimental, it's not even going to be worth any pleasure or anything that he gave you. I ain't trying to preach to you. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you how it is without any opinion on it. Satan is not a friend of any human being. He just uses you just like a prostitute. And when he's done with you and you're too old or you're damaged, then he just discards you like a baby wipe. You get discarded. Okay? That's what happens. I'm just letting you know. So if you think it's cool, you little white, no disrespect. It's not you're just the tribe that's doing it. These little white guys that come from the suburbs thinking it's cool to serve Satan, you're going to be discarded like a baby wipe. That's what you're going to be. Satan's going to wipe his butt with you like a disposable baby wipe and throw you in hell. That's what's going to happen to you, partner. And you could think I'm telling fairy tales, but look outside. Look how weird it is. Look how strange everything is. This is the end. This ain't gonna get better. You ain't gonna get no bright day coming back. Keep dreaming. I'll tell you that. All I can tell people is the good people, get ready for heaven, man. Because that's what I'm doing. I got some things I got to get out of, clean up in my life. But that's my focus, is getting myself ready for heaven, for the third heaven. There's 3 heavens. See, I'm not no spiritual amateur. Okay, you got 3 heavens. And Satan is not in hell. A lot of people, you're in a cartoon. How is Satan in hell when he's causing havoc right here? What sense does that make? He's not in hell. Satan, the entity, he's in a location. He goes to and fro throughout the earth. And I particularly think that he's in between the Middle East and America. The Middle East and America. He's always over there, it's always kind of some conflict over there. That's where he's at. And for people that think Christianity, I just gotta say this, think that Christianity is this is no disrespect to the white tribe. They think it's a white religion. Christianity didn't come from Europe. Christianity came from the Middle East. It's not a white man's religion. I'm just saying, for those who say that, because Christianity was passed from the slave master to the African people in bondage. And from that, a lot of people feel that it's a white man's religion. But that's no different than Islam coming through the hands of terrorists. Just because the terrorists believe and go around talking about it does not mean something is per se wrong with that, or that they even are the origin of it. Better say that. They're not the origin of Islam, these terrorists. So neither were slave masters the origin of Christianity. Let's get that understood, guys. All right? But back to the psychic network. I'm cooking, guys, so make sure I get this right. I don't got money to burn. This psychic network is what they're using. That's their strategy. So they target preachers, and a lot of preachers are not going to open up about it because some of them are too embarrassed, or they think that they're going crazy. But if you have mastered yourself, then you should be able to know and understand the outside vibrations and understand outside movements. Mastering oneself is first thing first in any in this warfare. In this warfare, mastering yourself is what's going to make you easily see something that is not you. If you mastered your brain, if you mastered your soul and heart, then you know when you are being infiltrated. Say that again. When you master yourself, mind, heart, and soul, you can easily see when you're being infiltrated by some psychics or networks or psychic network or telepath network practicing telepathy, or witches and warlocks. You can tell. You can tell when you've been infiltrated. And playtime is over. I guess people thought God was like just some pushover in a lazy recliner that you get money from. Like, give me a couple dollars and just gonna push you over like you're in a recliner. Like God is in a recliner or something. God is nothing to play with. God will take away man, women, and children. And if you don't know that, then you don't know the Bible. You don't know God. God would take you, your children, your mother, your family, everyone. He will not be played with. When you're the creation, when you're a mere creation of God's mind, of God, you're nothing. We're nothing. You can be blown away tonight. And that's the understand, that's the wisdom. That's the true wisdom of understanding the universe. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. You can go tonight. And guess what? Everything is going to go on. When you die, we will go on. You don't believe it, do you? Just like nobody would have believed that COVID would have came. No, if you told somebody in America, especially America, maybe somewhere else they would have believed it, but you would have told them that a virus is going to come that is going to kill over 1 million people in America, and the whole country is going to be masked up and all that. No one would have believed that. And yet here we are. A reality that all these little Americans want to ignore. They want to ignore it all. And see, things ain't going to get no better when they ignore it. It's not going to get any better. Because you're not acknowledging, first of all, you need to get to the root of why it happened to you. And I'm going to tell you why it happened to you. America was using psychic networks as a war game, like in Rome, the Colosseum. The same way. They spread it commercially. They talked to the stars. They talked to the famous people. They told everyone. I'm trying to tell you what's happening. They told everyone what was going on, and they was targeting certain individuals, particularly Christians. Be aware, Christians, because most likely, if you have a strong sense of Christianity, they are targeting you too. Oh yeah. If you're on YouTube doing videos, they're targeting you too. See, they realized they lost. They realized COVID was their repercussions, and they just decided to just die this way. They're going to keep gang stalking Christians. They're going to keep gang stalking God's people to the end. So now that you realize this is not going to stop. So what we have to do is just say, hey, well, we're going to use our prophetic gifts, use our spiritual gifts to shut this down and get everybody ready for heaven. Because these people are bitter. They're bitter. And they're ready to die because they know that they're wrong. So they're suicidal in a sense. And if you don't realize that, you don't realize the state of your enemy, you don't realize there are people out there that are real witches and warlocks and psychics and telepaths, you can't even get on the battlefield. You Christians that's like that, you can't even, you're going to always give benefits of the doubts to the wicked. Like, no, that's not what it is. That's not who they are. And it's just a part of you wiring yourself. And it's your own fault. It's not God's fault. You wire yourself to see everything positive. I'll say that again. You wire yourself to see everything positive. And sometimes things are not positive. It's not positive. And it's not good. It ain't no good way to see it. And they have to be destroyed. It's that simple. There's no good silver lining all the time. There's no positive way to see things all the time. And people like that, to me, they think they're doing what they're supposed to do in reality. I think you live in a false reality where you think all things are positive all the time and things are all good all the time. And sometimes stuff especially with human beings, it has to be destroyed. You can't bring them to God. You can't talk to them about God. It's not going to work. Man has free will. That's what you have to understand. Man has free will. And man has been using, in your country, America, the psychic network to oppress innocent people, Christian people. And I know it. And if you don't know it, now you do. But this is the facts. This is not a matter of opinion. I've seen this for years and years. I've seen them do it for years and years. So I'm not telling you something that is just a conspiracy or my beliefs. In fact, what separates me from other people is they left a note saying they would hunt me forever. So how am I just assuming something? How am I just assuming that when they left me a note saying they would hunt me forever? You see what I'm saying? So I can't speak for other people. I can only speak for me. And some people are not actually going through something. They're paranoid. They're schizophrenic, paranoid. They suffer from some type of mental sickness, okay? There are people like that. And see, what happens is, okay, the real conspiracies that are going on doesn't get taken seriously. Okay, Martin Luther King Jr. was conspired against, right? Somebody conspired against him to kill him. So there had to be people following him, watching him. And if he had said that to certain individuals, they wouldn't have believed him. Oh, America is not against you. But they were against him. Just same thing with JFK. If somebody came and said, well, the government is against JFK before he got shot, obviously, nobody would believe it. But those were real conspiracies. I'm gonna say that again. Those were real conspiracies. So in the real world, you have real conspiracies. Okay? You have stuff that is real, that people are secretly doing. And if you don't wake up to the world of secrecy or in the secret societies and all the secret operations that's going on, I mean, military has secret operations. There is a secret world that's going on that you have to accept. I showed you prime examples of secret societies. Martin Luther King Jr. Them assassinating him was it was a secret movement. It was a secret community that was a part of that. He didn't just happen to die. Okay? He didn't just happen to die. So that's what you gotta understand. He didn't just happen to die. They conspired. It was a real conspiracy, and it's real stuff going on out there even now. It's worse now than the conspiracy time of MLK and Malcolm X and JFK. Okay? So when you realize, some people will never come to the realization of this because your heart cannot perceive it, if that makes sense. Because you see everyone as good. You see the government as good. They're not holy. They're not Christians. Some of them are not even Christians. Joe Biden is not even a Christian. He's a Catholic. Catholics and Christians are not the same thing. Christians and Jehovah's Witnesses are not the same thing. Okay? And you should imagine that there would be spin-off religions from the Christianity. You should have knew that. From the Bible, there was going to be spin-off religions. The spin-off religions are Catholics and Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, they're not. It's no disrespect, but that's just not us. Then why is there a difference then? Okay, so obviously they're not the same thing. Okay, but y'all guys need to wake up to the telepathic network that drives around like go-karts. They drive in hordes. Need to say that too. They drive in hordes up and down streets, up and down everywhere, and they're trying to intimidate you. Their goal is that you would commit suicide. That's what they hope. They're trying to kill you. They're trying to make you kill yourself. So when you realize this, you realize why God stepped in, gave them COVID, and started destroying this country. God did not allow that. They thought it was fun. They tried to be like Rome, and America always wanted to be the other great societies. They never was Rome. They're not Rome now. Okay? They try to be Rome and play a blood sport, and it backfired. They used all kind of people to watch people and to play with people, and they thought they could kill the people through them committing suicide. It didn't work, and it backfired, and they got COVID. They were plagued with COVID. This is God destroying this country for what they've been doing lately in the past 4 years. And they had been watching me for 4 years. So by the time God came, it's no excuse. Ain't nothing you can say. That's why I love how God does things. Because people say, wait, what? Wait, what? You've been doing that for years. 24/7, you've been doing that for years thinking it's a game. Now, how about now? You think COVID is a game? 1 million people dead? Yeah.